Hey guys, good morning and welcome to another episode of TLG Vlogs and welcome to my house. Today you're gonna get to see the relationship with my phone, the non-stop phone calls starting bright and early. You're gonna follow me now into the car and we're gonna get this thing started. Just called me. Congratulations. You happy?
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I was on the phone.
Alrighty, we are back. So we do a lot of breakout calls. So this is our weekly social media call. So what we're gonna talk about this is overall marketing, not social media. So we're gonna talk about like websites, stuff that we're working on. Gabby runs the calls. She's the best. Shout out Gabby. If you ever watch my vlog, I love it.
Yo, welcome to MTV Cribs. Welcome. So Taylor has to buy new iPhone screens every 6 months because all the oil from his face and talking so many for hours and hours just wears the enamel away. So Tim Cook and him are tight. He's got.
Who are you on the phone with, buddy?
Can I tell you one thing because I'm about to film?
Alright guys, I'm taking over the vlog. Taylor can't vlog, he's on the phone every single second of us filming. Matt's in the back trying to set up so we can do these reels. He's, I don't know, stay tuned, see what happens.
Hey, we're going over topics.
Oh shit,
We are going to start filming. We have Matt here, we have Alan, Rich is here, and today, as you guys have seen to date, as we're driving around, how difficult it is to, film this stuff, be on calls, meetings, negotiate, and have time, never get time away from this thing. But gotta make time for everything, right? You gotta keep time blocking, moving around, and at the beat of the drum, here comes Richie with an outfit change.
Behind the scenes.
Same day, new video, new outfit. Wait, did I just run this through last time? Yeah, what did I do this last time, Matt? Chris. What's going on? All right, we are all done filming. Matt, my man, thank you. Love this guy. We are going to Holworth. We have a showing right now. Probably gonna take a couple calls, which until you're gonna lock up and follow us. Come on. Really always wanted to make this vlog. I want to be like kind of more raw with it, and obviously you guys are seeing just like a whole bunch of like things going on today, right? Just like a normal day in the life. But I think something that's really never talked about is the relationship a lot of entrepreneurs and business people have with their phones, right? Like, we're so attached to this phone. There's so much going on. It's how we communicate with our team. It's how we communicate with our clients. It's how we, check in on social stuff. It's how we have a touch on reality or a touch on what's going on in society and the whole, thing. But the craziest part about this phone is it does this. It rings constantly, all the time, right? For me, I probably log, and we're gonna find out today at the end of the day, I probably log, I'm gonna guess, right around 200 something calls a day, I would think. And that's not including text messages, that's not including emails, that's not including, just whatever, messages and anything else that can come in. And that can be really, really, really hard to deal with, especially some people aren't really good with dealing with stress. Like, for me, it's like sometimes I'll be on the phone, I'm dealing with a problem, and then somebody else is calling, and then somebody else is buzzing in, and then the person you didn't pick up for is like, oh, Taylor doesn't pick up his phone, and I'm like, I didn't pick up my phone because I'm on 2 other calls, so I can't pick up all 3 calls, it's physically impossible. So I think, I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit today, and I want to give you my experience with it, and how I've grown and how I've learned to adapt and put stuff into kind of works to kind of deal with the whole stress and anxiety that comes with it. So it should be a fun vlog. That's follow me for the rest of the day. It's going to be like a day in the life / relationship with the phone type of vlog, and let's see where this thing takes us. I want to see how many calls we got by the end of the day. We were on the showing for that person for building 1, and he should be signing that today, so we'll talk about that a little bit further.
Time phone calls, just ring.
Okay.
Ring,
I'll say something comparable to Cedar. We didn't pick it out, and if he wants to get...
ring.
Thank you, brother.
I think we're definitely at 30, 40 plus.
Call it Jarrett Rothstein.
How many calls do you think you did today already? 30?
Calling Jarrett Rothstein.
Probably around 30, I would say. Maybe a little bit less. Kids. So he got back last night, technically, but he's not back in the office till Monday. So we're always all on the phone. John's on the phone right now with one of our clients in Ridgewood. We actually just closed on this unit today. We signed a new contract, so it's actually a good day. I know this isn't a day in the life, but I love promoting good, positive news. So give you guys a tip, right? How do I deal with the craziness, the text messages, the messages, the calls, like what system do I use? I find that the most stressed out people are not stressed because there's a lot of calls, or because there's a lot of text messages, or because there's a lot of emails. They're very stressed out because they forget to call back the 4 to 5 people. They forget to fulfill the task they said they were going to do. They forget to answer that email or that text message. And then the next morning there's 7 or 8 new things, and there's new problems, and there's new this. So it's, how do you come up with a system that works for you, right? To remind yourself to get things done. So what works for me, you see in some of my past vlogs, I talk about a tasks app. It's powered by Google. It's fantastic. I'm on the phone, I'm dealing with something, maybe I have to put somebody on hold for a quick second, I have to call somebody else, and then during that time, 2 things need to happen, right? But maybe the one that's a little more pressing than the other takes my priority, or it takes my focus. So not to forget the second thing to do, I open my tasks app, jot down a quick note, remember to comp this out for Brad, or remember to send this email back to Jake, or whatever it may be, right? That has literally changed the whole dynamics of my life, because that app runs everything for me. It's just so 1, 2, 3, check, 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 check. So this guy's on another call. I hear the phone ringing over there. I love it. And another really cool feature, if you haven't utilized this yet, I recommend it, is iPhone just came out with this great new thing where you could unread your messages. So I had a habit in the past where I'd open a text because I want to see what it was, because the blue notification just makes you want to open it, right? And since we've been sitting here, I don't know, I have I don't even know, probably 20 new text messages, it looks like. No, I'm sorry, 38 new text messages. I'm sorry, 78 new text messages. That's crazy. Literally, in a matter of 2 hours, not even, hour. That's just wild. But the point is, sometimes you open it because you want to see what it is, but then you forget to answer the person, right? Because maybe another call comes in, or another text comes in, or something happens. So the idea of being able to open this, read what my client has to say. So for example, please send over to your client the offer at e-sign. That's another sale on the day. Thank God that was the first message I opened. That's not planned. And later on I can say, okay, I have to remind that other client, so I'm going to unread that. So then later on I'm able to go back. So it's little things, but they make the world of a difference.
So we're out to lunch right now, right?
Uh-huh.
With Taylor.
Just get a mocktail.
Mocktail?
How long do you think before his phone rings and our lunch is interrupted?
We're probably going to be looking at maybe approximately 3.7 minutes before
We're
Taylor's.
gonna have okay.
Max.
What
That's
time
at
is
the
it right
most.
now? What time is it right now?
So right now, let me see. It is 1:02.
1:02. All right. You want to have a nice normal lunch and just put that thing on Do Not Disturb?
I want to have a nice normal lunch, yes.
All right, let me get your phone.
No. All right. And then if you have any questions, just let me know.
But send it to me. I'll look at it.
Okay.
1:07. We got 1
Perfect. You got
and
it,
2.
3.6 minutes, 3.7 minutes.
We got him.
And now he's on another call. So.
Good days.
Oh yeah. Good times, good times. All right, we are back at the office. Alan's gonna leave me for a little while. Got some calls to do, some work to get done. We're gonna recap at the end of the day. I'm gonna give you guys one last tip before we close this out. We're gonna get the final count of amount of calls and tie this thing all together back at the house. See you guys in a few. Look at this. Behind the scenes, sideways triangle. Pay your taxes sideways. All right, so we're back at the house. I had to get Alan back here late night to go through this and really just figure out how many calls we made today, right? It was an absolutely insane day. Probably one of the busier days I've had in a while, so I'm glad we got, to get most of it on camera. But I think every time I look back on this and I think about how you're managing, the relationship you have with, your cell phone essentially, right? Between the phone calls, the text messages, the emails, everything we've been talking about or, preaching, it's crazy. You don't realize how much you really spent on it. You don't realize how many incoming calls really happened. And really kind of that's what that does to you. Right now I'm exhausted. And I just think about how many different conversations I had. It's draining on the brain, right? You're always thinking, you're always moving, you're always shifting. So I'm actually just logged in right now so you guys can see. And the day's not even 100% over, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna count out while Alan's sitting here how many. I think we had it pre-logged before. I'm just gonna go back into this screen. I downloaded it. I think it was 188 phone calls today. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is a lot of calls to make in one day. Some days are less, some days are a little bit more, I would think. I don't know. I would say this is definitely one of my busier days for sure, but I just spent my entire day virtually just talking to
easily probably 80 to 100 different people. Yeah, there's multiple people that call you that, you know, you're handling stuff, but really, I would say if you're looking to get into this business, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever it may be, you know, the busier you get, the bigger your network gets, the bigger your referral source gets, the more clients you have to be able to service them. So you have to create systems. You have to have people in place that are able to, you know, handle a lot of the things that are fielded on that call. I think I said it at one point today, you know, having a system while you're on the phone, right? If somebody says they need you to do something, opening up like whatever app you're going to use, you've probably heard me talk about it. I use Google Tasks. It's like jotting down a quick note while you're on the call because it's so easy to get distracted. Like one call comes in, next thing you know, you have to put them on hold because something maybe more important or equally important comes in. You're having a conversation with somebody else, then another person might be calling. You have to go back to the first person and tell them like, hey, let me call you back. It's so easy to forget why that first person called you, and you could totally derail you and take you off track. So having systems put in place, realizing that, you know, as you grow, this is part of growth, having conversations, especially in the real estate industry, you're basically managing, for a lot of people, their biggest investment. So there's just a lot of attention to detail that goes on. Most people want to talk on the phone. They want your opinion, especially if it's a negotiation, or they want your advice, whatever it may be. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. I am exhausted. My day's not even 100% over, but I think we're about 98% over at this point. And yeah, tell me what you guys think. I want to know how many phone calls you guys take. Put it, you know, in the comments if you're in a similar business or you're in my business. You know, let's collab. Tell me, you know, how you handle this type of phone activity. You know, tell me what's the most amount of phone calls you received in a day. And we're not even talking about text messages and emails. We're just talking about phone calls. And that's a whole nother, you know, side of this whole thing. But yeah, let me know. And as always, maybe I have a little bit lower energy today, but as always, thank you for tuning into another episode of TLG Vlogs, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah, I think so. How many, are like a lot of people going, or would